So, native mouse and keyboard support for Rainbow Six Siege on console officially comes in just 4 days' time on the 14th of July with the Season 2.2 mid-season update. Now, of course, we'll get balancing in this update and everything, and you may already know that this was coming if you watch my content. However, Ubisoft just released this little document talking about native mouse and keyboard on console and giving us the most detail we've ever had on it. So, we'll look at this. It'll probably answer many of the questions you have, but yeah, let's just deep dive into this. So, it says, on July 14th, the Season 2.2 mid-season update introduces native mouse and keyboard support on consoles, bringing changes to matchmaking, crossplay, and input device handling. Here's a breakdown of what's changing and how it all works. So to begin with the overview, it says, want to use mouse and keyboard on console after the mid-season update? Simply connect your devices to the console and ensure the crossplay and input devices setting is set to PC and consoles. This will allow you to use your mouse and keyboard in menus and matches. So if you want to be able to use mouse and keyboard on console, you have to turn on this setting in general, got crossplay and input devices, and you'll be able to activate mouse and keyboard on console. It says, note, players in the PC and console pool can use either M&K or controller, while players who select a console-only matchmaking pool will be matched exclusively with console controller users. So that's how we kind of expect it to work, because, I mean, on PC right now, I can use a controller or a mouse and keyboard on PC. On console, you can only use a controller. Basically, if you plug your mouse and keyboard into your console, you just get treated as a PC player. So if you are a controller player on console, you will still not be facing mouse and keyboard players. That is still going to be a separate thing. We, as PC players, we're going to take those players into our lobbies, if that makes sense. So don't worry, we'll take them away for you. So it says matchmaking, pools, and playlists. So, solo matchmaking. The crossplay and input devices setting denotes the type of input device you can use and the matchmaking pool you're playing. Setting to PC and console in order to use mouse and keyboard, you'll be matched with PC players and any console players who have this pool selected. So basically what that means is there will be some controller players on console who may still want to play in PC lobbies, and they are allowed to do that, but of course still PC players cannot play in console lobbies, if that makes sense. It says, should you have your mouse and keyboard connected, but not have PC and console selected, the game will detect this and ask you would like to change your crossplay and input device settings so that the mouse and keyboard can be used. So it says, pretty much, if you don't have that setting turned on and you plug in a mouse and keyboard, it will say, hey, you can use your mouse and keyboard, but you have to turn on crossplay with PC so you can play in PC lobbies. So quite an in-depth system there, recognizing a lot of stuff. Squad matchmaking. When playing in a squad, only the squad leader's crossplay and input device settings is used to determine matchmaking and allowed input devices. Before entering a match, squad members will be informed which input device can be used based on the squad leader's setting. This information is displayed both inside the squad panel and with a temporary notification shown at the bottom of the screen. So what I assume this means is if you have a controller console player as your squad leader, it will tell you, hey, this person queues. If you queue with this person, you're only going to be in console lobbies. You will not be able to use your mouse and keyboard here. If you want to use mouse and keyboard, you have to play in PC lobbies, pretty much is what that's saying here. Custom matches and training. Just like matchmade playlists, training/offline playlists such as shooting range will require crossplay and input devices setting to PC and console in order to enable M&K, and it seems to be the same with custom matches. The crossplay and input device setting applies to all playlists except for local custom games. Allowed input devices options can be set by the lobby host in the match setup section. Okay, so you can actually, for custom games, you can actually turn on mouse and keyboard on and off. That's actually quite interesting. I'm surprised that isn't part of the overall setting. They actually allow custom games to be a bit more free. Cool. So, matchmaking pool reminder. So PC and console crossplay, this is what us PC players play on, and for you guys who turn it on console, you can mouse and keyboard and controller, squad with PC and console, and be match made in the PC Crossplay Pool with PC players and console players who have opted to be in that pool. Console crossplay only, controller only, mouse and keyboard is not allowed. You're squadded with console players, and you're matched in console crossplay lobbies with other console players. And this one says PlayStation only or Xbox only, so this means crossplay off, so like you're only playing on PlayStation servers or you're only playing on Xbox servers rather than playing with PlayStation and Xbox, if that makes sense. So controllers only, no M&K, squad with your platform only, match in, specific platform only pool. So that's like the 3 different matchmaking. This is quite big. Text chat is coming to console, even for you controller players as well. So from the Y11 Season 2.2 mid-season update, text chat will be available on consoles. Should you have a mouse and keyboard connected, you can use your connected keyboard to type in chat. If you're using a controller, the console's on-screen keyboard can be used instead. Customize your text chat experience through the options menu, where you can adjust options, channels, and you can fine-tune, all the accessibility stuff which has already existed on PC. That's pretty cool as well, that if you're on controller, you can use text chat. It will come up with the on-screen keyboard, so you'll have your controller players try to cuss you out, and they'll be typing for like 20 minutes, which is quite funny. But yeah, you can use it on console as well, which is pretty cool. So you don't even need an MNK to get text chat. Controller customization. Mirroring PC, console players will have the settings available to customize mouse sensitivity, remap their controls. These settings can be found in the control section of the options. So you can, do all your mouse and keyboard customization. And we have some what ifs. So it says, what if a squad member connects their mouse and keyboard whilst a console-only matchmaking pool is selected? Only controllers will be allowed. If a squad member connects a mouse and keyboard, the squad panel shows the following disclaimer. Crossplay set to consoles only, mouse and keyboards aren't allowed. So there you go. If you try and sort of like beat the system, you'll get this sort of error. What if my crossplay and input device setting is set to console and a PC player joins my squad? The crossplay and input devices setting will be locked to PC and consoles with the PC players in your squad. Mouse and keyboard and controller players can be used in the menus and matches. Sorry, not players, it says that there. What if someone connects their mouse and keyboard during a match? Only the controller will be allowed. If a mouse and keyboard is connected after a console-only match has begun, only their controller will continue to work in game. They will also receive the following message. Mouse and keyboard are not allowed in console-only matches. So you will get an error. And there's just a final little bit here. We build these rules with fair play and accessibility at the core. These rules are designed to help maintain a level playing field for both console and PC players, whilst improving accessibility across platforms. Controller players wanting to play with and against other controller players exclusively will keep that choice, while allowing other console players to connect their mouse and keyboard and take the fight to PC Crossplay Pool. So yeah, I think this is the best handling of mouse and keyboard on console. This is kind of how I already knew it existed, just based off of what they've said before. But it's nice to have it all in like a big FAQ and actually get to see some images as well. So this will hopefully ease some of the questions which some people have. I do like the idea that text chat is coming to console. That is really fun, especially even if you're just on controller as well. So yeah, pretty, to summarize that here, basically, if you're on controller right now and you only want to play with controller players, as long as you have your matchmaking set to console, that's all you'll play against. You don't have to play against mouse and keyboard players. If you're on console and you want to use a mouse and keyboard, plug it into your console, turn on the PC crossplay, and then you'll be placed into the PC crossplay servers. And again, if you're on controller, you have the option to do that as well. However, you then also have the option to stay on console and not play against that, because obviously M&K is higher than a controller on the hierarchy. So yeah, basically if you're a console player, you have the option to play with or without mouse and keyboard players. Us PC players, we don't really have a choice to not play with you guys, so that's just like the other end of the sword there. If you're a console player and you want to play in our lobbies with a controller, we don't have any control over to turn that off. But you guys can opt not to play in our lobbies. So yeah, if you want to use mouse and keyboard on console, starting in 4 days, you can plug it in, Bob's your uncle, and you'll be good to play. You'll just have to play against us PC players. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Some of you are new, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, guys.